Hey, welcome to lesson number 5. Now it's time to add some lights and some materials to this text so that it looks very cool and it looks exactly like jelly. So we have all these files. You can, if you want, you can group everything and maybe call this jelly so that we don't confuse anything with the lights and everything that we're going to create. Now, first, let's create a camera. Just click on the camera and turn on the camera. Now let's actually fix a little bit this angle. We can change the render settings. Right now it's fine this size. Okay, now just set everything okay, and remember that if you are going to move anywhere, just turn off your camera so that you can move freely and then go back again to your camera view. Now let's create a background and let's add a material for that background. I want this material to be a gradient, just like this file. You can see that it's a gradient from yellow to orange. So I'm going to click on gradient and I'm going to change this to radial or to circular. I get confused sometimes because radial on Photoshop it's circular here on Cinema 4D, but we're going to use 2D circular this time. So I'm going to change this first color to yellow, to a very pale yellow. So make this yellow, maybe just a little bit darker like this. And for the second color we're going to pick an almost orange color, just like this. Okay, now if we hit on render we can see the background. Now before creating the materials, let's create the lights. Let's turn off our camera for now and just create an area light, and we're going to create 3 area lights. The first one will be here. Take it to the front of the jelly text like this. You can rotate it if you want, and later we will play with the intensity. Alright, this is good. Now create a duplicate of this light, which will be light 1, or you can call this second light, and we're going to move it a little bit to the right and to the top, like pointing here. Okay, because I want some reflections here. Now this second light, I want it to be just a little bit yellow, not too much. Don't go crazy with this color, just a little bit, because I want these reflections to have a little yellow tone. Now create one more duplicate and take it to the left side, almost where the fan is. We're going to call this third light, and we can take it a little bit far because I want some reflections here on the left side of the text. Now turn on your camera. Oh, before that, the third light, I want it to be also yellow. Now turn on your camera and let's see how it looks for now. Okay, this is getting really nice. You can see that the reflections are yellow, but of course we need to add some material. So let's go to the material, create a material here, and drop it on the capsule, not the entire group but the capsule only. Okay, it's looking fine. Now let's open the material editor, and we're going to do some stuff here on the material editor. If you want, you can open the interactive render region so that we can see how it's looking. Okay, first let's change this color. I want the color to be like a magenta, like this. Click OK, and we have the main color. Now if you take a look at the jelly, you can see that it's transparent, so that's basically the most important part here on the material. So let's go to transparency and check the transparency, and right now it's completely transparent. You can see that we see the shape but not color at all, so we need to change that, and we're going to decrease the brightness. Let's see how much it takes, because I want this to be transparent, but I don't want it to be completely transparent, just a little bit. You can see that we can see just a little bit of what is on the back. So I think that 60% is good. Let's see how it looks on the render. Yeah, this is probably good. And now for the reflectance, instead of going for specular blend, let's select reflection legacy, and we're going to add some more roughness, like 50% of roughness. You can set the reflection strength to 2%, and let's see how it looks. And we have a nice reflection here. We can set the default specular to 50%, and this is really important. Add some bump, and for the bump on the texture I'm going to use noise. Now at first it's going to look really bad, so I'm going to set the strength to somewhere really low, like 5%. Let's see how it looks. Okay, this looks nice. Let's actually go inside the noise object, and on global scale let's set it to 75% so that it's a little smaller here on the scale. Cool. And let's close this and take a look at how it looks. And this looks completely fine. Now we can change some things. For example, on the subdivision surface we can add some more subdivisions. For example, we can add like 10 subdivision editor. Oh, we can only go up to 6, but this way the shape is smoother. Let's turn off the interactive render region, and let's see how it looks. And this is how it looks. So we are almost done here, but on the next lesson I'm going to show you how to render this file and how to improve this, how this looks, because we need to add some more shadows, and I want it to be more realistic as possible. So I'm going to show that on the next lesson, where we are going to talk about rendering. So we are done with the jelly and with the lights and materials. See you on the next one.